about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
To infinity and beyond!
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
It's classified.
You talking to me?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
I can't lie!
Expecto Patronum!
Entertainment X.
You never know what you're going to get.
Hey guys, welcome back. I get to sit down with Zachary Downer for this episode. Zachary actually played Mr. Mistopheles in Cats, which closed earlier this year. We talk about everything from dance at a young, early age, all the way to his path on Broadway and the steps he took to get there. We also cover much more. Too much to list here. So I hope you enjoy this episode and keep on keeping on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another episode of Entertainment X. And tonight with me is Zachary Downer.
Ayo.
Zachary, thanks for doing this, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This is an honor. This is great. I'm not used to podcasts, so this is awesome.
It's fun. No one gets to see us.
Right.
They have no
This is
idea what we're
amazing.
doing,
No
where
cameras.
we are. No cameras.
This is fun.
Oh,
This is fun.
I
I'm
love
excited
it.
already.
I love it. Now, I saw you, the last time I saw you perform was in Cats on the Great White Way.
When did you come again? Was this like
Ooh, this was
This is-
December 19th. Almost positive that was the day.
the fact that you knew
The thing is,
exact date?
the reason I remember that
Yeah.
was because your number comes late in the show,
Yeah, second act. Mhm.
and you come in from the ceiling on this harness situation. It's not even a harness. You're
It's
like
not
not
even a
locked
harness,
in.
No, like it's literally just like Spanish web.
It's the Spanish
Literally
web lock
Spanish
on the
web.
wrist,
Yeah,
and then
on
your
the wrist,
foot,
and my foot's right in there. Yep, and it's like just descending.
and everything you
Just
did
that.
in that number. The blackouts, those instantaneous.
Blackouts.
I wish I could remember the music so I could sing it.
I know, so I can sing it.
But-
the thumbs, the light
yeah.
up thumbs, yeah.
And I loved your tude.
The pyro.
It was amazing.
Thank
And the
you.
vest. They recreated the
The
vest for. So he was Mr.
vest,
Mistopheles
yes.
for people who have no idea what we're talking about. He was Mr. Mistopheles in Cat.
Misto-
And they made this like multicolored rainbow LED vest.
Yeah.
Was that heavy?
A little. You know, the battery pack was
Yeah.
like right in the back.
Like
But,
next to the mic?
No, so my mic was on. I had my two mic packs on my chest, and then obviously
Yes,
the-
2 mic packs.
Oh right, I know.
Yeah.
You know, just in case one
Bougie.
goes out, and you know, bougie, you gotta have it good.
Yeah.
You know, and then the battery was like in the back of the back of the vest, so it just
Okay.
like sat there, and they'd always check it before every show and all that. You know,
Had you
protocol.
ever danced with those on, like back mic packs or battery packs on ever? Like, have you ever danced
No,
with that?
until the debut, I was like, oh, these sit here, and I barely notice them. They don't get in the way.
Yeah.
They're just like it's fine. Yeah, the chords kind of get like sometimes they get a little tangly, and sometimes they'll like rise up, which is very distracting because like
Take a bunch
while
out.
I'm like trying to be a cat, I'm like trying to like
Yeah.
paw the chords
Oh,
back down the center of
yeah.
my back because it's awkward, especially when you're like sweating and you're like in the spandex. It's not fun at all.
There are layers to that that costume.
Yeah. Thankfully, with this show, like, because I'm so used to whenever I'm doing shows, I'm so used to like 100 quick changes.
Yeah.
But with Cats, it was so easy. Just 2 changes and you're done.
Well, what was the changes?
So Act 1, I just have like we call it just act
Tuxedo thing?
Misto's yeah, it's not the tuxedo, but it's just like a full. It kind of like looks like it, and
Yeah.
like a little white.
It's a little more laid back.
It's very chill.
Yeah.
Nothing glamorous. And I look like everyone else, kind of. I mean, except that I'm like all black and all stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then for Act 2, when I descend from the rafters, like bedazzled, sparkles from head to toe,
Yeah.
and like that's that. Just 2 changes. Just
Wow.
2 changes. It's so easy, and it's comfortable.
And you stopped the show. You like literally. There's no other. If you've ever been on like I don't know, one of the trains, the subway trains in the city when they stop in the middle of the tunnel due to like signal traffic or whatever, you like literally were watching. It was like shoo-boom.
I
was like,
you.
I don't. It was the most visceral feeling I've ever
Thank
had
you so much.
watching a dance performance, and
I
that's why I remember
appreciate it.
December 19th.
That's why you remember. I love
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
And you took me on the set too. We
I
took a
took you on
picture
the
up there,
set, took you
and the set
backstage.
designer actually on that car trunk,
Yeah.
on the license plate puts how many times
The amount
he's
of- how
designed
many
it.
times was it?
70.
70.
See, these are the things you
These are
don't
the
forget
things.
when
You
these
see?
things happen. You remember I
Look,
remember
it's
the
been like, what,
smells.
3 months?
Yeah.
It's been 3 months and I already like
sensory
forget.
memory.
Yeah,
I know, and you're
yes.
like, oh yeah,
I'm like,
I
oh
guess
yeah,
it
how
was,
much you want, right?
I
Oh my
freaking
God,
love
yeah,
it.
70 time it's been designed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So so the whole dancing,
Yeah.
the whole dancing thing.
The whole dancing thing.
When did this begin for you? Was this like before we
Oh,
could speak?
This was 13 years ago. I believe. Yeah, I was 8 years old.
8 years
So
old.
I was speaking well.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking well, yeah. I was 8 years old. But I fell in love with it when I was 6. But I didn't. My parents didn't put me into dance school until I was 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they made that decision. They were like,
Yeah, they're like
He's doing a lot of moving.
bouncing around a lot. So you seem serious. So let's get it done.
yeah.
And I went to a local dance studio.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Were you loving it? Were
Oh,
there
I loved it. I loved it so much. The only thing I did not love was to tap. Did not like to tap.
Interesting.
No, I was like, I don't want to tap at all.
The sounds, the shoes.
The shoes,
The
it
movements.
was just not me. Like I wanted to feel the floor like bare, just like that's it. That's all I wanted. It was
Like
just
you're
that.
talking now,
like
like
jazz, and
jazz.
modern, contemporary.
That was the other thing. I've watched a lot of your videos, and you have these I want to know where it comes from inside of you with these moves, because like so when I saw you do, because it was also, here's another plug you're on. So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah.
Less than a year ago. It was right around the time that Cats came through.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll talk about all that.
Yeah.
But that the choice of music.
Yes.
And the choreography, was that you?
That was the choice of music was me. Choreography was my mentor, Nijuan Matthews. He's amazing. We actually just had our 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
yeah. We met like January 3rd, 2016, and ever since then it's been history. And I love him so much, and I just trust his work and him as a human being and as an artist. And I went up to him and I was like, would you do me a big favor and choreograph this for me? I feel like you know my body so well in the short amount of time that we've known each other. And I just like really, my body just like does well with your stuff. And he was like, oh my God, like I would love to.
So he had choreographed for you.
He choreographed it, yeah.
Prior to that, ever?
It was just classes.
Okay,
It was classes.
and you knew that you liked.
And that's where we met. And then he also asked me to be a part of his company, which had a showcase in March and stuff. So I was like in rehearsals with him as well too. So I was like, really having a good feel for him. And it's only had been 2 months.
Wow.
So yeah. And
That's
incredible.
incredible.
That when you know, you know.
When you know.
you know.
Another thing we will get to.
Yeah.
That last pose you had.
It
was over your back,
The
foot
back,
in the air,
yeah, literally like a
hands-
back bend with like my left foot up. Yeah, it was risky because in rehearsals I would hit it and immediately fall out of it, and I'm like, okay, Zach, you can't go on national television doing this. So I was so committed that run through when they were filming, and I held it.
You were
held
giving
it,
face.
and you were giving face
You
upside
were.
down.
Upside down. It was just like kaboom.
Kaboom. Literally, yeah, kaboom.
Upside
and
down.
then I was like, okay, Zach, you did it. Get up and go to the mic and get your feedback.
Do the chit
Yeah,
chat.
and do the chit chat. Yeah.
So growing up dancing, where did you grow up?
Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay,
Yeah,
born and raised.
Born and raised.
Anyone else in your family dance?
Yes. So my middle brother dances. We're 6 years apart, and because of him, I got into dance.
Interesting. So you were watching him practice.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
I was like a
house,
copycat.
and you're
Anything
like,
he did, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Is he still dance?
Yeah and no. Dance was his first love, and it will be, but now he's focusing more on like recording artists.
Oh, cool.
Like that's where he's trying to head.
awesome.
Yeah. So he's like focusing more on music.
Yeah.
And figuring out his wave and all that stuff like that. Kind of trying to like have an upbringing with that, with where we're from, and then kind of expand and like travel out to like LA and vice versa.
So growing up with your dancing, did you make it into the city a lot?
Oh yeah, I was always
classes?
in the city trying to take class, trying to step out of my comfort zone and get a feel for other different genres and stuff.
Was there, I love asking this question, was there an age or a moment in time where you made the decision, yeah, I'm going to do this for a career, or, go to college and then maybe the career choice was later?
So funny, that's a good question. I feel like ever since I stepped into the studio, I just already knew. Like I never like got into like a certain age. Like I didn't get to like what 14 where I started high school, and I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, ever since I walked through the door, I was like, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. And I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
8 years old. Like, there was nothing else that I had interest in. I had no interest in sports. I had no interest in med. Like, you know, like.
So did you dance through? So you were going right after school. You'd go right to
like,
class.
Go to class unless I had like rehearsal and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So did you do like the school musicals and stuff? And you were
I
like
did school musicals. I did all the showcases, like the winter showcase, student showcase, spring show.
And was there any
recitals?
Was there any what's the word? Like pushback from classmates or anything as a dancer? Was there anyone else in your class dancing, or were you like you're just in school?
Yeah,
and you'd be like,
everyone was dancing.
You had a group.
The school I've only ever went to like performing arts schools.
Amazing.
Yeah, from like 5th grade on. So yeah, I've always been like.
So there's always.
Always always had a group of kids that were.
Was there like was there a standout mentor, someone that in the school that like kind of picked you up or you followed on?
Yeah. So getting back to where I was following my brother a lot. He went to this performing arts school, and then I fell in love with it because, you know, every time he had a show, I would go and I would meet, you know, with the teachers and all that stuff like that. And my mom already had a great relationship with her and all the mentors. And she'd be like, well, you know, his little brother, you know, is on his way up. And, like, you know, you should definitely look out for him and all that stuff like that. He's just like his big brother and stuff, who they adored and stuff. They're like, if you're anything like your older brother, then, you know, we want you. So I kind of like already, you know, my brother was kind of just like paving the way.
He was.
You know, he was setting all the steps for me. And when I made my way up, I went to all the schools that he went to, and everything was already set up. Everyone already knew of me before I even, you know, was enrolled.
The Downer name.
You know, the Downer name. You know, like everyone just knew, which was you know, like that was a luxury of it all, because like I kind of already had a name. It was already set up, and everyone already had like high expectations and all that stuff like that I had to just like live up to, because my brother was great, and you know, I just had to work 10 times harder to be just as good or to get even better, or you know.
Now, so was there takeaways with the, like, did you get any like takeaways from the mentor? You know, who was it? Was there one particular teacher, or was there multiple?
It was many.
It was many.
It was many, yeah.
And were you getting? Did you?
13 years.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a few over the years.
Yeah, it was a few. Are you asking like specifically like for like when I first started?
Yeah.
Yes. So, her name is Cynthia Jones. She's amazing. She was my school dance teacher, and then for my dance studio that I went to afterwards, Donna Farinella. She was the studio owner, and Deborah Walters.
And they were like, you have to do it.
And they were like, yeah. Like once my mom enrolled me, they had me by their wing.
That's incredible. I feel like
nonstop.
Yeah. I feel like everyone has that one teacher.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you must.
I started dance very late, but there's a school in my town that I studied in that one room in front of those mirrors, that record player, those big speakers. I mean, we know. It's like, you know, and the iPod with the weird auxiliary thing to make it work.
Literally, everyone needs one. Like, you know, these people know the ropes. They know the industry, and they will guide you. They will guide you, let you know, train you, tell you what you need to know, and they'll also encourage you to just go out and stuff. And
is there anything
off.
Yeah, is there anything that stands out in your mind from what they told you? Were there any like top takeaways in them?
Yes, there was. I come from an inner city, so my city doesn't have the most money. Our funds aren't that great. You can basically say it's the ghetto and whatnot. And there aren't many successful dancers that have that are well, like in my shoes, and like with theater and all that stuff, and ballet and stuff like that have came from Paterson, New Jersey. So they were like, when they saw that there was so much potential, they were like, please branch off. They even had meetings with my parents that were like, you need to get your son into like a boarding school or into competitions that are worldwide and stuff like that. Get him out there, you know. And because of them, and my parents didn't know much about, dance like how my brother and I did, or the industry, or what's out there and stuff. Like we were doing all the research ourselves.
Yeah.
And they were just like, okay, well, whatever you need, we got you. So because of my teachers, definitely giving them all that information and all that insight, my parents took it upon themselves, and now I'm here, and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them.
Was their main thing like he's got to leave this town?
He's got to get out of the town.
He's got to go out.
Yeah, like he's ready.
So the competition started at a younger age then.
Yeah. I started doing like regular like local competitions. I want to say probably when I was like 11 to 14, and then I like went to like a smaller ensemble school that focused more on like ballet and contemporary dance for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year.
Okay.
My sophomore year, I competed in like a huge ballet competition called Youth American Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix.
Yeah, I know. It's fancy, very prestige. So did that when I went probably 15, 16.
Okay.
And did the semifinals in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Won like first place in contemporary, and I got admitted to the New York finals, which was at NYU Skirball Theater. And April we had the finals, and I got scouted by a huge ballet boarding school, rock school in Philly. And it took a lot of persuading with my parents, stuff like that, because
why?
I was 16, and it was in Philly, and they're like, well,
that's young
out of all of our children, we've never kind of just gave our child up
To leave the nest.
nest
It's young.
at 16 years old, but luckily everything worked out so well, because at the time my brother was a junior in college in Philly, and he was also living on his own, so I was like literally still with family. So
Yeah,
I
you're
just
like, I'll be
just went
safe,
with my brother.
Mom, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Lived with my brother for a year, went to school, had a great year. He graduated his senior year. I went into the dorms, and it just worked out well. I graduated, and I was off.
And then where were you off for college?
So I was admitted into University of the Arts in Philly, which is the school that my brother graduated from, on a full ride, and come through full ride, and I had already paid my deposit and everything like that. For graduation gifts at the time, now my brother was living in LA, so my parents bought me a ticket to LA for the summer, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, I'm so excited. And I always had the heart for commercial dance, so knowing that I was going there for the summer and I had all this time, I was like, I can't wait to take classes, get a feel for it, see if I like it or not, and see my brother, kind of get that LA vibe and stuff. And it happened. Went out there, got signed to a talent agency, like literally 2 weeks,
Wow, the way things happen.
Yeah, later, and then told my parents like I want to take a year off of school, be out here, audition, try to book some work, see where it takes me, get some commercial mentorships going, all these amazing things.
Of course,
and it happened. Like I was working with a guy named Andre Fuentes, may his soul rest in peace. He was choreographing and was a dancer for Britney Spears and stuff like that, and he was amazing, and I got to work with him and perform for him, and it was amazing. So a lot of things came out from being in LA for just 7 months.
That's it.
Yeah, just for 7 months. Because at a time, it's hard for every artist. Every artist has their own journey, and mine was I didn't have money. So, which is a huge
motivator.
To
get stuff done.
To get stuff done, exactly. You're so hungry.
Yeah.
And that's when I had already made a decision to move to LA, I had to make a pit stop back home to get all my stuff, obviously. And I saw that there was an audition in New York for Disney Cruise Line. Bingo. Yes. So went to it, didn't think of anything, and I knew I had like 2 friends that did a contract and liked it and saved a lot of money. Yeah. And I went and did the audition, made it to the end, and I was like, oh well, this was fun. Went back home, got myself, moved back to LA. October came. This was September of 2015. October came, and got a phone call from my agent. They're like, So we didn't send you on this, but you have an offer from Disney Cruise Line. And I was like, well, I'm doing it. I was like, I need the money. I'm doing it. I want to see the world, you know?
Yes.
And yeah, I packed my bags up again.
So much
Went
moving.
back home,
Yeah.
yes, for the holidays. And come January 3rd, I was in
2016,
yes.
which is where we met.
Yeah, where we met. 2016, January 3rd. I was en route to Toronto, Canada for rehearsals.
Wow. Yeah. So you did that. You did one with DCL, and that's funny because I feel like a lot of people go through DCL.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we all meet through there.
Oh yeah.
And then and I love this. This is another memory, dude.
Yeah.
When we were in Ripley which is a audition rehearsal facility in Midtown Manhattan. Right after that contract, we were there together, and we were having these conversations about, what are you going in for,
Right.
what are you auditioning for,
Right.
and I'll never forget it. We were in that hallway on the 10th floor, and we were talking about something is coming.
Something's coming.
It's meant to be. Something is coming.
And this is early 2017.
This was February.
February,
It was like the second
yeah.
month of that year.
Yeah.
Last year. And sure enough, a few months later, we're at Cats.
Yeah, Cats at
Which
the Neil
was
Simon.
fascinating. That was fascinating. And I read this, I think I read this on your profile. And I want to read it so I don't mess it up.
Ooh.
A head full of fears has no space for dreams.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Oh goodness, head full of fears. Like, with me specifically, like I'm like such a go-getter, and my parents are go-getters, and they don't take slack at all. And as an artist, we do, become fearful of different things that we're going up for. And if you have all of that piled up, like, what space do you have to, like, think outside the box, to think into the future, theoretically, and be like, well, I can do this, to kind of like, stand on your 2 feet and be like, well, I've trained all this time. I have so much information, so much knowledge, so much heart, so much passion, like, to do this, and that's honestly the mindset that I've been in. And once I got myself in tune with that, things were happening for me.
When did you get yourself into with that?
I want to say early 2016. Like, that was a resolution. I was
this
like,
was right after
things are
college.
that was
Or this was this was
early 2017. I'm lying to you. Early 2017. So this was basically like
after
after I
Disney.
got off Disney. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that's when I was like, okay, I need to be in tune with myself, be in tune with, the artist that I want to be, and with what I want to accomplish. And mind you, I just started taking theater, like, seriously, like, end of 2016. And I knew that I had to, like, go on headstrong, because I'm 20 years old, trying to start this new, path and journey, per se. And, I'm like kind of trying to catch up with everyone else out here that are doing it, like, religiously, going to all these calls. And, like, I didn't even have a book. Didn't have, a bunch of songs. Like, I didn't have a legit, like, I didn't have, all these things that I just didn't have. And I was trying to play catch up, go through friends. And I learned more about, union. I learned more about Broadway and the industry and agency, all these crazy things. And I was like, I'm going to take it all on my own.
Yeah.
Obviously with a little help, and make it happen. And soon enough, things were happening. Like, and I always say, if they don't scare you, they're not big enough.
Yeah.
And getting Cats was freaking scary. Very.
Why?
Because, sorry.
All good.
A was a lead, yes. B, it's Broadway. Like,
It's intimidating.
it's intimidating. Yes, you're on stage 8 times a week for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, it's live theater. We get in our heads that we have to be as consistent as possible every single day, every show. Our voices has to be, where it needs to be in order to get through the show. Our stamina has to be at a specific height to push through, depending on the range of, what's the word?
Just like what,
of like energy or
what you're required to do,
required
and
you know
you
required to
your-
have yeah exactly to get through a show.
You got to be at the tip top shape.
Yeah, exactly. So it
A-level.
was A level
All the time.
right? You know, and it's a lot, and it's a
Yeah.
lot, and you know, you want to put on your show, and you want to give all these amazing audience members that are supporting live theater the best show that you can give. So it was a lot, and it's dance heavy. And you know you're singing, you know, little solos and stuff like that, and you're also acting and emoting, and it's just a lot. It required a lot, and I was like,
Yeah.
but I'm prepared for this, and I wouldn't have booked a job if I weren't. You know, like I know my stuff. Plus the rehearsal time also intimidated me. Like I was hoping that I'd probably have like 3 weeks. I had like a week until my put in.
Wow.
So learning the whole score, learning the ins and outs, the transitions, spacing, all these things was a lot.
That time between Disney and Cats,
Yeah.
you had this quote you were using, and you were dealing with fear, but you also made that decision right away that you were like, okay, I'm gonna hit this head on,
Right.
headstrong.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get the book. I'm gonna get it together.
Right.
Do you remember the specific moment where you were when you made that decision?
Yes. So I was back home because after the contract had finished with Disney, I decided to go back to New York. Like after the Yule experience, like the cast were like, you know, Zach, you should try to take theater serious. Go back home. Go back to New York. And I was like, great. So I was home, and I was also with my best friend who lived in New York, Claire Rathbun.
Yes, Claire.
Little shout out. And we both wanted to take it seriously, and we were like on probably like FaceTime, and we're like, okay, like let's set it up. Like let's reach out to friends of ours that are already, you know, kind of like a little step further in the industry, and kind of get the plug on what goes down, what you need to have, and you know what's a typical audition, you know, experience and all that stuff like that. And I had a bunch of great loyal friends that were able to help me out and be like, all right, you should have this genres in your book, you should have like this headshot, this is the way it's supposed to look, and all that stuff like that. And with the funds that I've had saved up from Disney, I was able to invest in myself and to get all these things done. And I had to pat myself on the back because
Yes,
I felt like
you
I
do.
was set up right. I was really set up right, and
Yeah.
I felt good about it. I felt good. I mean, yeah, things were going to scare me. I was going to get a hell of no's, you know, but
Yeah, the world is full of them.
It's full of
we
them.
need to get
you
comfortable
know?
with no.
Exactly.
That's
and
a separate episode.
There's a separate episode. Yeah.
This was between September and February that you did all of this.
I did all of this. Yeah, September.
That's really quick.
Yeah. After I finished my vacation, I went right into it.
Wow.
Right into getting headshots done, building a book, getting into singing lessons and all that stuff like that. Someone to help me with building my book and my rep and all that stuff like that. I got into more theater classes as well too. So
When you got that email or phone call, whichever was from
For
Cats,
yes, that phone call.
did that feel right?
Oh, I was waiting for it.
Did you know it was coming?
I kind of did. So prior to getting the phone call, 2 weeks prior, that was the audition. I got the phone call on a Monday morning at like 11, which is when I woke up to the phone call. And then that Friday, my best friend Claire, who's already in the show now, she said that you may be getting a phone call on Monday because it says on the rehearsal schedule that next week Friday will be the first Misto rehearsal. So she was like, it's either you or someone else. And I was like, okay. So I let the weekend pass by. I got good sleep at night. Like I didn't stress about anything.
Yes, you did.
And then Monday came and poof,
Wow.
just like that.
Yeah.
Just happened. And
And they all say,
she was like, right. And they all say, oh, well, you know, and like literally she's like, you know, congratulations. And she's like, will you be able to start rehearsals on Friday? And I'm like, yes.
oh, so that was Monday to
Yes.
Friday, and then the following Friday, right there.
Right there.
1 week, and then you
Literally,
open.
and yeah.
What was your process?
Oh God, what was my process? I was all over the place.
Yeah. Well, so I want to talk about after you were up and running.
Yeah.
What was your how did you keep yourself in shape?
Insane. Oh,
Yeah, mentally, physically,
goodness.
the whole 9 yards.
The company kept me so sane. The
Yeah.
company was so family oriented and so welcoming and loving. The former Mr. Ricky Ubeda was great. Like I got to talk to him a lot, get his perspective and look on, you know, his time there in CAT and stuff like that, and how his body was after a year. Like, he was there for the entire year, and stuff. And he gave such great insight and, like, you know, what to do and the ins and outs and what to be careful for and how to just, you know, stay in the mindset until closing and all that stuff like that. So having him was great. My dressing roommate Tyler Haynes was awesome. Like, he saw me. I called him, like, he was basically like Papa for me, because, you know, he's Broadway veteran, you know, and he just kept me going. It was like, you know, you're fine. You know, this is, of course, is nerve wracking. Like, this is your debut. Like, come on, you know, and you're only 20 and all this stuff like that. But, like, dude, you got this. Like, you know, you're doing so well in rehearsals. You learned the show in like a week time, which is a lot for cats.
Yeah,
like, that's a lot physically.
For 1 week.
You know. So yeah, and after put in, like, everyone was like, "Oh, you're doing so great," and like, "How do you feel?" And even though I was like a lunatic, they were like, "No, but you did great." Like, for a put in, like, that was really, really clean, and, you know, you knew your spacing. Of course, you're obviously gonna feel so messy and sporadic, but, like, we're watching you. We're watching, because obviously you're in full costume from head to toe. Like, you're the only one that's mic'd and stuff, so everyone just watching you, you know.
Yeah.
And that's already intimidating in itself, but, you know,
You're
to have everyone
for the company.
Yeah, you're performing for the company, you know.
Yeah.
So to have everyone, you know, give you that good feedback and that response of, like, dude, like, trust me, you're in great condition.
Yeah.
Like, right before your debut. Like,
That's really great support. That's really great support.
Yeah, so my mindset definitely, you know, like, started cooling down, and I was finally starting to figure out my pace for the show, and my stamina started to build, which actually took some time to get my stamina up on par.
And what do you mean by that?
So,
like, stamina
as in just, like, trying to get through act one, like, energy, you know, it, like, I would find myself kind of, like, gassed out right before my big number, you know, and even after that, I was like, okay, you got finale to go, you know. And I understood that, because that's honestly with every show you're gonna do. Like, you know, you got to work on that. That's what rehearsals are for and stuff, and that's what the shows are for. Like, you know, I had 6 months. Like,
yeah,
I had so much time.
Were you finding yourself out of breath? Was that like?
Oh, that's normal. We're always gonna be
Well, yeah.
Cats,
By the end of it, though, you were.
By the end of it, yeah. Like, I had all the adrenaline kicking in and all that stuff. Yeah. But my debut and closing night was 2 nights that were just like there was a fire just lit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just ignited, and I was just going for blood,
Give it all,
giving it all, you know, just leaving it on the stage, and it was amazing, such an amazing feeling, and an amazing sensation, and stuff. And I keep telling everyone that closing night was the liveliest I've ever felt on a stage out of my 13 years of performing.
Wow.
Like, it was insane.
You remember it every minute?
Oh yeah,
Like,
it was.
hyper aware.
Yeah, it was epic, very, very epic.
Was there were there any piece of advice you received from people while doing the run, maybe from the veterans or from other performers just in general in the show, or people you met? Because a lot of people come backstage.
A lot of people. I remember specifically on my last night, when we were all just, like, you know, sharing love and light backstage before our last performance. My good friend Emily Tate, she came up to me and gave me a big hug, and she's like, "Zach, you're amazing, and for this last night, don't feel like you have to show off. Just go out there and share your gift. Just share your gift wholeheartedly. Just go out there and do it this last time." And just by her saying all of that, I got so calm. I was like, "You're so right." I was like, "I know this is our last time, and we're all trying to, like, be as perfect and as clean and precise as possible, get every note as crisp as you can, but, like, it shouldn't be any different than any of the other nights these last 6 months for me." And it was great, and I was able to share my gift with the sold out crowd that we had, with my boss, with alumni, and it was amazing. It was great.
They have a saying that life is the purpose of it, one of the purposes, we all have many purposes, is to find out what your gift is, and then give it away, which I thoroughly believe is what
same.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you'd give someone who's looking to cultivate their gift or kind of figure their path, discovering their path, making different decisions, trying different avenues?
Yeah, I say, if I had any advice for artists that are really trying to figure that out, I say honestly, look in every avenues. Look in every avenues. A calling will call you. Like it will come. It will come to you. When it does, your experience with it, whatever it may be, however it may come off, you'll know.
Yeah.
Like you'll just know. And then from then on and there on, you'll just keep on going and let things manifest, and you just keep praying and you just keep training, and then you'll find where you need to be.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I mean, I had hopes and dreams of being on Broadway, but never to the magnitude that it is now.
Yeah.
Like, I had a whole different route.
Because there's plans for you that are bigger than you can
there was
ever.
I had other plans, and then I don't know, I got bit by the theater bug, and
Yes, you did.
and then like now I have like this like huge heart for it, and I'm like, okay, I want more, and then I'm ready, and then I'll be ready to branch off into a different avenue and stuff like that. You know? But for right now,
and then on to the next thing.
and on to the next, But it's I'm all about having a variety. I love theater, I love commercial, I love concert, I love all those different things.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Different artists to dance with.
Yeah,
Like Bruno,
like Queen Bee, like
yes,
Gaga. Yeah, all these dope entertainers.
Yeah. And their movements are so great too, because we were discussing this too. I mean, even the Super Bowl, watching the Super Bowl with Justin. What do you have go-to music you dance to?
Oh, so many.
Is there like, it's like what don't I dance to?
Yeah, honestly, it's like, because my spirit's so different every day. It kind of just catches me by surprise. I'll like play my playlist and whatever bumps on. Like I like reggae. I like pop. I like classical music, theater, hip hop. Like it depends on my mood on the day. On a day.
Would you say dance is your spiritual practice?
Oh yeah, like it's my whole being.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everything.
You can see that.
Yeah.
You can see that in your movement.
Non-stop. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah. All that I do. Yeah.
So do you have, when you wake up in the morning, is there like a morning ritual? Is there first things you do?
First
thoughts you have? Does it change every day?
It changes every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
It always fluctuates. Okay. Yeah.
Solid. That's solid. Is there a text you refer to pretty often? Or
say this again?
A text you refer to often. Like, well, for instance, like that quote, which you live by.
I
Are there other?
live by, this one's very short.
Okay.
But it's literally keep on keeping on.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I say that. I say that a lot.
Do you?
Yes.
You stole it from me.
I did. I probably did.
You stole it from me.
I probably. All right. Here and now.
Here and now.
Henceforth, all shall know. Zachary Downer. I got that from him.
I like. Yeah. That is it. Because honestly, like, life is life. You're always gonna have your bumps and stuff like that. You just gotta keep going on. Like just today, well, I knew months like prior, but my big sis is going to be making her Broadway debut in the Donner Summer Musical. And like literally she had the whole statistics. I wish I had my statistics down like she did. But over 392 days, she, knew that she wanted to take theater seriously now. After all that she's done. Like, she's done commercials, she's done concert and all this like that. But 392 days hadn't went by. She had 40 no's from like regional theater gigs, Broadway shows.
She kept the track.
5 meltdowns, or like 5 times that she felt like she wanted to quit.
Yeah.
1 meltdown, and then boom, she finally got that yes.
She succeeded.
She finally got that yes, and now she's about to make her Broadway debut.
A little over a
as
year.
female
That's
swing
amazing.
And assistant dance captain.
See, this is fascinating because that's like affirmations.
Yeah,
Do you use them? Have you used them?
I kind of do, like, in a different way, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
in a
I
different way.
use them, and they work.
And they work.
And there's like I don't think there's much scientific backing on it. It's actually one of the things I wrote down here, though.
Okay.
It's what do they call it? Reticular activation. Not even sure if I'm using the right words. there. Is that in a crowd of blah blah blah, you always hear Zachary Downer. You know, you're in a full restaurant, you hear that.
Yeah.
Because you focus on what matters to you.
Exactly. And it's so funny because, continue.
No.
For example, with Cats, like, my best friend and I, when we did the first audition, we were like, I'll one day be Michelle, and you'll be Victoria, and
You speak it.
and we spoke it into existence. February, she got the call.
That's
Victoria,
incredible. Yeah.
and then I replaced as Mr. Mistopheles, and I've had many friends who were like, "You would be a great Mr. Mistopheles in Cats one day." You know, whenever now that it's on Broadway, or if it does a tour or whatever, and it just happened. It just happened, and I also had dreams of doing Lion King, and I pushed for that, and that opportunity came and went.
Yeah.
But
at the same exact time.
at the same
more or
exact
less.
time, though,
Yeah.
So yeah, but I definitely do believe in those signs, and it's just timing. It's God's
It is.
timing,
And if you repeat it to yourself,
oh yeah,
I mean, people
Oh,
write
yeah.
it down 15 times
Oh,
each
yeah.
day. Repeat it to yourself 3 times verbally each day. It comes because
It
you start to
comes.
see things.
Yes. And
That'll
you're telling
lead you in that
yourself.
direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you focus on things that are associated with it. I love that.
Yeah.
I love affirmations because
Yeah.
they sound a little bit foo-foo, but they
But
work.
no, they work. They work.
mean,
and I'm
they
a
work.
firm believer.
You're
Firm believer with
you're
it.
a firm example, literally, of it working.
Thank you.
Okay, so from these affirmations, we'll move on to another question here. Is there a time in your life where you felt uncertain,
Yes.
and
yes.
how did you deal with it?
Okay, so that's a good question. After my graduation from high school, I didn't know what route I wanted to take. I wasn't getting companies that I wanted, and it sucked. Commercial dancing, I feel like I wanted it to blow up so fast that I like we were saying, like with doing backup and doing commercials and print work and all this like that. I wanted to get there so fast, and I was completely forgetting that, okay, like Zach, there's gonna be a whole process to it. It takes so much time, and LA is such a cutthroat industry, and that takes time. It takes so much time, and then that's when theater happened, and I've never felt so sure, in my life, and until now. So I guess the way I dealt with it was just like I said before, trying and figuring out different avenues, just going into everything and doing it all. Like, I know a lot of friends that are trying to figure out their place, and I look at them and I'm like, well, girl, I did it all. I was like, I went to every audition. If it was a commercial, if it were backup, if it were your regional theater or Broadway or whatever it was, I just showed up. If I felt like it was looking for my type, I'd go, just to see, because you never know. You're just showing up, literally showing up and showing out. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
it.
you just gotta
Show up and
go.
show out.
You just gotta go, and you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Because someone will see you. Someone will see you.
From doing that, do you have a favorite failure? And what I mean by that is something you really wanted, maybe, and didn't get, and as a result, it led to something bigger, or different variations of that.
Yes. So, I grew up watching So You Think You Can Dance.
So you think you could dance?
So You Think You Can Dance, and I fell in love with the show. Like, I think I saw, like, my very first season was like season 3, and I fell in love with the show, and I was like, oh my god, I need to be on this show and leave my mark on that stage. Like, it's amazing, and all the judges are great. All the choreographers that come and set pieces are wonderful. All the dancers are unique in their own way and just freakishly talented, and so diverse. And I told myself that when I was 18, I'll go and audition. When I was 18, I did. They had renewed another season. I went and made it past the New York calls, and made it to Vegas week and stuff like that. Made it to the very very end, and I didn't get the show, and I was like, and I was so bummed, so bummed. This was 18. This is when I was like doing college auditions, on my way to graduating, and like already in my mind, I was telling myself that I already had it, and it didn't. And you know, kind of just got hit with reality. Like, okay, Zach, you know, it's just not meant to be. This is not what you need to be doing right now. Go on to school or go on to wherever you need to go, and figure life out. And then that's when we got into, you know, LA and Disney Cruise Line and all that stuff like that.
And the
Had
rest
already
is
and the rest is history.
Yeah.
And then I had found out that next year when I did do the cruise line, they did a kids version of the show. And then getting back to New York when I turned 20 now, they renewed for another adult season, and I went back again, and the same process, and different twists though. Different twists. They were looking for like less dancers, or looking for 10 dancers, and you'd get to dance with all stars from beginning to end, and all that stuff, and made to the very end.
Did you care as much as the first time, or were you like, oh, this is a pleasant return of something? I mean, I don't want to say like didn't care.
I did care.
Of course you care. You
yeah,
were
I did
there.
care. I was like, you know, this second time I gotta have it. Like this second time I gotta have it.
Is that
the judges
okay.
the judges know me.
Yes,
like,
they do.
You know, like I already have like that history. You know, I've already kind of like set up the stepping stones, and I'm just like going to be a returnee, and I'm gonna get
just
it.
planted those seeds.
You know, exactly.
Yeah.
Just planted the seeds and all that stuff. And then went back and didn't get it again.
Oh.
But that's when Cats happened.
Yeah.
Cats happened, and I was like, wow, this was, like you said, a great
favorite failure.
failure.
Yeah.
And it led me to my Broadway debut, and I was replacing.
It's a hell
So
of
You
a
Think
failure.
yeah, it was a hell of a failure.
Yeah.
And like it led me to my Broadway debut, and
Yeah.
funny thing is, they had announced it. The very first episode of the live shows, they had announced it on the live show.
That
Zachary Downer was going to be in Cats on Broadway, replacing
Wow.
Ricky Ubeda, and yeah.
So the second time
And it
through
was a
you were on.
cute
so
little
you-
buzz, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
cute.
Cute little buzz, yeah.
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 What advice would you give someone dealing with rejection?
Oh, rejection is never easy. Everyone takes
No.
it differently. You have people that are very firm with it and can, well, in my case, I'm very firm with it, and I'm just like, all right, well, that's okay. There's hundreds of thousands of other jobs out there for me.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like the pond is humongous. There's so many of us.
Gigantic.
I'm a firm believer of everyone winning.
Yeah.
You know? So with rejection, you know, cope with it the way you want to cope with it for the meantime. But don't dwell.
Don't dwell on it. Yes.
Never dwell on it. Like just,
Yes.
you know, walk out there with your head held high. There's going to be another call. You
Yeah.
know, just show up to it. You keep on going. Especially
You keep on keeping on.
keep on keeping on. Exactly. Like, you know, just keep on going, especially if it's like a specific call that you know you're right for. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. Like, definitely do that.
Because it'll come.
It will come.
What's meant to come will.
Exactly. Right. So that's how I've ever
I love that.
always handled it growing up, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen it happen to many friends. I've seen people cry, and go ahead, do that.
Yeah.
Cry, you know? If you want to be pissed. Like, it's fine, but
Don't dwell.
don't dwell.
Yeah.
Never dwell.
Yeah, I realized that. I think as I'm getting older, I'm so old.
You know, you're so
25.
old. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Quarter of a century sounds
Quarter of a
older.
century. I can't do that. You took it there.
I did. But that rejection is as equally as important as being accepted.
Yeah.
Like you need it
You need it.
because it's literally just pushing you
Oh, yeah.
closer to your goal.
Exactly.
Because what you're seeking is seeking you.
Right.
So I love that though. Yes.
I mean, you made it a
love
little
that, don't
fancy,
dwell.
but it's all right.
No, but I'm literally, all I'm doing is rewording Zach, and I literally got that.
I care with
keep
you.
on keeping on from you. So what So what does success mean to you?
Oh, good.
Like, what is your personal definition?
Oh God, what does success mean to you? This is a great question. I actually heard Terry Mann answer this question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the way he said it was just perfect. And I was like,
How do you say it?
How do you top it? So he basically said, success means saying yes to everything.
Okay.
He was like saying yes to everything, no matter how little or big it is. He said that he remembered a time where, he got so, big in his craft that he started becoming very picky with things, and he would say no, 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 and then at a time he was like, wait, I'm not working. And he was like, saying yes is just, with humility, and just opens up so much door, and already that it's success.
Yeah.
I
love that.
because you're doing what you're meant to do.
Sorry.
I know.
I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I literally just gave you what he said, and not even what
Do you have somewhere you want to?
Like, I mean, on the verge of that, like, I completely agree. I think, yeah, like, saying yes to everything is already in itself success. Because you're on that pathway to greatness, and to bigger and better things, to wherever you want to, whatever you're seeking,
Whatever it is.
And yeah, no matter how big or little it is.
Do you feel that you found your purpose? Or do you think there's still more?
There's still more.
A lot more.
A lot more, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a baby.
Just started.
I got time. I got so much time to keep on searching for so many different things.
I'm excited. I'm excited to continue to see what comes your way. Do you have any beliefs that others would think are insane? Or like idiosyncratic things? For instance, like, and I've said this one before on a previous episode, like numbers to me. Like, 421 is my birthday. My house number is 214. When I see these numbers, things happen. Or
I
things
don't, actually.
or other things that you might like. I don't know. Yeah, nothing particular.
Not on the top of my head, I don't. Yeah.
That's cool.
But that's interesting. I know a lot of people that have that with numbers.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Like signs. I mean, I guess it's another way of seeing a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this makes sense. It's adding up. Like.
Figuratively and literally.
Literally, yeah. That's interesting, though. But yeah, no.
Nothing particular.
Nothing in particular, no. Mm-mm.
Do you have favorite books? Do you have like a favorite book you've read? Or that you would gift? Fiction, nonfiction. It doesn't have to be.
What is it? Oh my God, what's the name of the book?
What is it about?
Why am my head freezing right now? Oh wait, it was a romantic.
What was the like?
But it was about a figure skater who.
I, Tonya. No.
Literally, I, Tanya. It's literally an I, Tanya. That's so funny. It's literally an I, Tanya.
It was a romantic story.
It's a romantic story. Yeah. She was an ice skater, and she breathed and lived ice skating. Like that was her. That's her first love and everything like that. And she had moved away from home to pursue that, and fell in love with someone, and had so many different experiences that she never thought she'd ever have romantically, and just opened up her mind to new things and to take on and stuff. And it gets deep, it gets really deep like that.
With the other partner.
Yeah, with the other partner. So
okay.
I know it's a funny thing how I like romantics. I definitely do. Even TV shows and stuff like that.
What TV shows?
Oh, I love Jane the Virgin.
Yeah.
Okay. I love Jane the Virgin. That's such a funny show, but she's just great. How she's just inseminated with someone else's sperm, and decides to completely off topic, but it's just but that's just like it's a show that I'm watching now, and she's amazing.
Do you have like favorite documentaries?
Oh, favorite documentary. Yes, I do. I forget the name of it, but it's about Madonna and her backup dancers.
Oh.
And their journey with one of her first tours, and how their relationship were, and how different the dancers were with their lives and with their relationship with Madonna and stuff like that, and how a few of them were ill.
Like physically? Or?
Yeah, medically.
Oh yeah, medically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And one had passed away from HIV at such a young age, and and like with lawsuits and all that stuff like that that went through on that tour and stuff like and they were incredible dancers, and yeah, now, and it actually flashed back to them today and stuff and what they're doing. And actually one of them, he goes by Slam, teaches at Broadway Dance Center and stuff. Yeah, and he's a part of the documentary. Yeah.
Have you danced with him?
Have I danced with him? No, I haven't danced with him, but I have seen him do passing and stuff. And he's a sweet, sweet man. But when I get the name of it, I gotta find the name and tell
that's the best part about the internet. We can always add it on later.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix.
Netflix.
About Madonna. Mm-hmm.
Love Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a phrase that you would put on a billboard, if you could, hypothetically speaking, for millions or billions to see? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Like a Zachary phrase?
Yeah, Zachary phrase. I mean, it could even be "keep on keeping on." You know, that's one of them. Feel like I can go a little deeper.
Come back to me.
Okay.
Come back to me with that.
We can come back to that.
Yeah.
No, I
Come
like
back to
that.
me.
I'll make it.
No, I like that.
No, I'm saying I like it because I'll make it the title of the episode.
Is that? Oh.
And then people will know what the title is if they listen to the whole
if they listen
episode.
to the episode.
Boom! I'm not editing
Boom.
any of this out.
Hey, you better listen from beginning to end.
Yeah,
Don't
baby.
play.
I might have just popped the mic with that.
I just popped the mic.
I did. I got really loud. I saw the level there. It goes like
Look at that.
bam. Thank you for doing this, man. How fast time flies.
It's it's already done.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we're not over yet.
Okay.
We're getting to the end, but
Yeah.
is there anything else you want to add? Any stories I might have glossed over too quickly, or parting phrases or messages you want to leave our audience?
For young artists that are from inner cities, depending on your situation, no matter what your situation is, you need to know that it's okay to branch off, to step out of your comfort zone, to see the world in its fullest potential, and speaking in the performing arts specifically, because there's so much out there. And for my young black boys out there trying to pursue dance and everything like that, like, go out there with, with an open heart, with an optimistic mind, and just and be hungry for whatever you want, especially that if you're a dancer, I encourage you to do it all, because that's what I had to do. I had to be as versatile as possible, so that anytime I went through a door and they threw a genre at me, I felt confident in it.
Yeah.
I felt confident. I felt ready. I had the shoes.
Was this even with tap?
Even with tap.
Yeah.
Like, I had to get over that fear. I had to get over it. I had to suck it up and go to classes and do that. And honestly, if it never happened, I wouldn't have made it this far, because that has helped in the long run. Being able to go into calls, being able to whip out a Singing in the Rain combo and all these amazing Newsies, all these Mary Poppins, Step in Time, like all these amazing iconic numbers, I've been able to do. I can be able to be like, oh, I'm there, I'm ready to do it, because I went out of my comfort zone and actually did it. Just stay willing and hungry to do all that and branch out. Be as versatile as possible. And I encourage everyone.
Step outside that
Step
comfort
outside the
zone.
comfort zone.
And be
For
prepared.
sure. It will help you
'cause
out. Be
you've been-
prepared.
You're prepared for the opportunity, because Oprah says that,
Yeah.
which she got from, and I can't remember the person she got it from. Luck
Yeah.
is a moment of opportunity meeting, being prepared
Right.
for that moment,
Right.
which is precisely what has happened for you, which is incredible.
Thank you.
It's really incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Zachary Downer. I can't wait to see what you do next, man.
Oh, thank you. I'm patiently waiting.
Yes.
Patiently, eagerly waiting.
And
I
something is
can't wait.
coming.
Cannot wait to see what's next. Yeah, but as of right now, just enjoying my fun employment
Hello.
And gonna live my best life and train and create
Yes.
and see the world and teach and learn and collab and grow. Yeah.
Love that.
Doing it all.
Thanks, man.
Love you.
Oh, man. What a great guy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to follow Entertainment X on Instagram, _EntertainmentX_, and please rate and review this podcast on iTunes. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon.